Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to the Weekly Rundown. I've had a little bit of a cold this week, so I'm going to try not to sneeze and cough too much during this. Let's see if I can do this all in one take. The answer is no. So first off, I wanted to share with you a photo of me and the missus from Christmas. I meant to show you this photo a few weeks ago and totally forgot, but there we are enjoying our Crystal Pepsis, which that's almost the last of our stash. We have a few more left over from the summer. I really hope they bring them back. And speaking of a few weeks ago, I told you that I was going to be playing an all-day game of Twilight Imperium. Well, how did it go? It went awesome. I won. Actually, I got really lucky at the end and just had the right cards and struck at the right time to get like 6 points. I mean, I got massive points in the last few rounds, and I was just racking up points at the end there and just charged ahead. I was in the thick of, with 8 players, I was in the thick of like 5. It was a 5-way tie for first, and then I just suddenly just shot all the way up. And it was just, the cards just fell my way. That's really all it was. So I wanted to share with you this picture of what it looks like when 8 players play for 7.5 hours to determine a winner. Yeah, it was so much fun. I think we even broke a record, right? 7.5 hours with 8 players. Wow. Like I said, I really got lucky at the end. Really started just rolling on those victory points. But it was a lot of fun. I hope to do it again sometime later on this year. We'll see. In other news, one of my favorite games of the 2016, Project Elite. The owner got online about a month ago and he said he quit. He's done. He's not going to bring the game out to retail. Now, I told you there is no way this game was going to come out to retail when he said it would. Remember, he told me he's going to have distributor setups, going to be out in last November everywhere. And I was thinking, I don't think this guy has ever had a successful board game before. Don't get me wrong. I love this guy. He's a really nice guy. He made a great board game. However, I think success got too much for him and he just didn't realize how to deal with it and how to manage such a big success. And he's just under so much pressure, it all fell apart. And it's a shame because it's a really good game. However, Tom Vasel of the Dice Tower recently said on one of his podcasts that he will do everything within his power to see this gets reprinted so that it can hit retail and everyone can enjoy it. And I really hope he does that too. This is one of my top 5 games ever. When I did my top 100 board games, I think I would put this at number 4. I mean, it is that good of a game. I really think it's awesome. It's a shame that now it's going on eBay for like $700. What? That's because it's never going to go in print right now. However, if it does get that printing, I can't wait. I hope it gets expansions too. Of course, it looks like at the earliest, we're going to have to wait till 2018, which is going to be just horrible. So hang in there, folks. I guarantee you when the game comes out, get it because it is definitely worth it. In other news, Red Letter Media just released a review of Rogue One a few weeks ago, and it was highly negative. Now, they released an episode 7 review that was highly positive. However, they found out that when you release anything negative about anything about the new Disney stuff, you get attacked. Something I could have told them years ago, right? But it is kind of funny. They're kind of getting all this wave of hatred from people for giving Rogue One a negative review. And like I said, folks, regardless of whether you loved it or you hated it, it's okay that someone had a different point of view than you, okay? Doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means you have 2 different points of view. So you can just agree to disagree it and leave it at that. But the folks who are just attacking Red Letter Media have said stuff to them like, if you don't like all Star Wars movies, you're not a Star Wars fan. Wow, where have I heard that before? And just like me, they are poking the bear and they continue to make videos dissing Rogue One and just kind of poking back at the fans who are saying ridiculous things like that. In fact, one thing I have to suggest, you might want to listen to, they did a podcast about Rogue One, which I thought was just super duper hilarious and probably worth your time. Whether you like Rogue One or not, I think you can laugh at it anyway. All right, so let's get on to my podcast. First off, Saturday Morning Samoflange. This past Saturday, you heard me and CJ give our top 5 movies of 2017. And as you saw, or maybe you haven't seen it yet, I only had one superhero movie on that list. Now, this Saturday, the missus is going to join me, and we're going to give you our top 5 miscellaneous sports movies. And what I mean by that is we've already done our top 5 baseball movies, which is our favorite sport. We're going to save football and basketball for other podcasts. But I said, okay, anything besides those top 3 sports, what are the best sports movies, miscellaneous sports movies out there? You'll kind of be surprised, maybe pleased, by the ones we came up with. But I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And then on Prince of the Universe that came out today, we reviewed the TV show Spartacus. Me, Bruce, and Bruce's brother Will. Now, I put a mature content warning label on this podcast, and only for one thing. It happens at the end of the podcast. After it's over, as you know, sometimes we put a little something extra at the end, after the outro music. And I had to put a song that was played in the TV show. It's kind of crude, so if you're watching this with, kids, family, I know some of you do, you may want to stop it right there at the outro. You can listen to it yourself and decide for yourself whether it's crude enough to listen to. But I did want to put that little kind of warning on it just in case you're sitting there with the family and that song comes on at the end. Again, I just think it's funny and I just put it on there. It's not meant to offend anyone, so please don't take any offense. And if so, if you're easily offended, please just stop after we go to the outro music. The rest of the podcast is completely clean as always. And if you want to check out these podcasts, you can go to iTunes, Prince of the Universe, Saturday Morning's Talon Flange, and I'll try to, of course, put links in the description below. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. We have board game reviews coming up. We have more Matt's Expanded Universe coming up. Oh man, I'm so close to finishing the Clone Wars. Oh, and if you like the board game review of Dark World, I think you'll like this review as much. All right, folks, I will see you then.